Hi. So now we are going to see one of the game actually. So that is Towers of Hanai. Okay. So this game you might seen somewhere or you might played already. Okay. So here first of all we are going to see this game. What is this game? What are the rules and how to play? So after this, as a computer science student, we are going to convert this game into a code. So especially we are writing code for this game in recursion. Okay, and then we will see what is its time complexity and space complexity. Okay, so now let us see what is Towers of Hanai. Okay, so if you see the initial configuration of this Towers of Hanai, we are going to have actually we are going to have here three towers actually. So we are going to have three towers. These names are left, middle and right tower. Okay, so three towers will be there always. Okay, then after this we are going to have a disks. So here we are going to have n number of disks. So that n number may be any positive integer. So that may be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or any number. So we are going to have a n number of disks. All these disks are going to be different sizes. Okay. So no two disk sizes are not same. So that is what a rule here. Okay. So we have three towers and then we have n number of disks. For example, we are taking here n equal to 3. That means we are going to have 3 disks in our game. And where these 3 disks initially exist. So initially all these 3 disks will exist, all these n disks will exist at the left tower. So in a stack model after the other, one over the another, all these disks will exist. That means and in which order they will exist? Any order is fine? No. So here these disks must exist in a ascending order of their sizes, from top to bottom. That means the disk which is at the top of the left tower, that is the smallest size disk. The disk which is at the bottom, that is the largest size disk out of n disks. So this is the initial setup. Here we are going to have three towers naming left, middle, right tower, and we are going to have n disks. For example, n is 3. So all these n disks are a different sizes. No two disks are going to be same size. And how these disks exist? Initially all these disks will exist at left tower and in a ascending order of their sizes from top to bottom. Okay, so that is the initial configuration of this game. Now let us see what is the goal here. Okay, so here we have a n disks, that is 3 disks at left tower. Now our aim here, our goal here is all 3 disks you have to shift from this left tower to right tower. Okay, so that is what the game. So one can say simply you can lift all 3 disks and you can place at the right tower. No. So here is the actual game is there. So here we have some rules. By observing those rules we have to play. Okay, so goal is all these n disks which are initially exist at left tower, you must shift from that tower to right tower. So here target tower is right tower, source tower is initially left tower, and by using middle tower. So this one must remember always, where initially n disks exist, that is the source, and where you have to place, that is the destination or target tower, and other tower obviously we are using here for helping, so that will become the help tower. So in this way source, target and help. In this way you can tell. So now this is the goal of the game. Now let us see what are the rules here when you are playing the game. So here the rule is initially rule number 1. So here rule number 1 is you have to lift at any moment only one disc. Always you have to lift the one disc and place in any one of the tower. So that means always you have to lift the disc which is on the top of the tower. On that particular tower, whatever be the top, that is the smallest disc, that you have to shift always. So that is what rule number 1. Then what is the second rule? What is the next rule? So here the second rule is whatever we told initially. In initial setup, all the discs at the left tower will exist in a ascending order from top to bottom. So that must maintain in the entire game. So that is applicable to any tower actually. If you take any tower at any moment when you are playing the game, if you observe the sizes of the discs, top to bottom always must be in a ascending order. Okay, you should not place a disc, a large size disc over a small size disc. So this is the rule number 2. So by using these two rules, we have to play the game and we have to achieve the goal. So here there will be a disc movements. So with a minimum number of movements, you must complete the game. Let us see how to play a game. Okay. So before going to see, if you are seeing this game first time, you please play first and then observe how you are able to do it. And then if you listen here, see, playing a game is not a big matter, that you have to convert into a code, especially into the recursive code. So that recursive step if you observe in the game, then this problem is over. Okay. So now let us see how to play a game. Okay. So here we are going to take 3 towers here. So 3 towers, that is left, middle and right towers. Okay. So that is left tower, middle tower, right tower. As in the game it's told, we are going to have 3 discs. So here we are going to take 3 discs, disc number 1, disc number 2 and disc number 3. So you see all these disc sizes are different, and top to bottom if you observe they are in a ascending order of their sizes. Now with this initial setup we have to reach the goal. Okay. So here what we are doing, you please try to observe that as it is we are converting into a code. Okay. So if you play here, so while writing itself, let us discuss recursive step especially. So this is the first movement we are going to take place. So now here we are placing third disc at the right tower. Why we are placing here? We will see when we are discussing. And what is the second movement? Now this is the status. So third disc is exist at so here we have a first and second. Third disc exists at a right tower. And here disc 1, disc 2 we are shifting to middle tower. So disc 2 is at a middle tower. Then next movement is we are shifting third disc to middle tower from right. So third disc we shifted to middle tower from right. Then fourth movement is what? So fourth movement if you observe here, so fourth movement is first disc we are shifting to the right. So first disc is shifted to right. Now second is here, third is here at middle. So this is the status after the fourth movement. Now in the same way in the fifth movement we are going to have like this. So now 1 is exist here, and 3 we are shifting to left, and 2 is at middle only. Now at the sixth step, we are placing second disk to right tower, and third one is exist at here. So now in the last step, so in the that is the seventh movement. So in the seventh movement, third disk we are shifting to right tower. So here already 1 is there, 2, and then we are shifting third disk also. So these are the minimum movements. With these minimum movements we can reach the goal, that is shifting these 3 disks from left tower to right tower. Okay, so this is what the game we are going to play. Okay, these are the minimum movements we will take. So now if you see, where is the recursive step? Okay, so here initially our goal is we have to shift n disks, that is n equal to 3. So these n disks from left tower to right tower we have to shift. So before shifting, see, first of all, to shift all these disks from left to right, if you follow the rules, if you follow the conditions, okay, we have a condition, we have to shift only one disk at a time. So at that moment, first of all you have to shift this first disk from left tower to right tower. Then only it is possible to place all remaining disks over that first disk. So that is why first of all this must go reach the right tower. For that, first of all these n-1 disks you have to shift. To shift this first disk from left to right, you have to shift first of all n-1 disks. So n-1 disks where must exist? These n-1 disks must exist at the middle tower, so that you can shift this largest disk from left to right. So that means if you observe the third step, so after the third movement, this is the status, right? So that means these n-1 disks first you moved from left tower to middle tower. That is what we discussed when we are discussing, that is what the helping tower. Okay, so now this first disk you can shift from left tower to right tower. So that means here what is the step here? These steps, these first 3 steps, what it is saying? These first 3 steps related to shift this n-1 disks from left tower to middle tower. So shifting n-1 disks from left to middle tower. So that is what happened in the first 3 steps. After this, what we are doing? We are shifting this first disk from left tower to right tower. So that is what main thing here is, left tower to right tower we are shifting. Only one disk number 1. So after the fourth step, this is the status. So this is the status. Okay, and now what we have to do? n-1 disks you shifted to helping tower, that is middle tower. Now these n-1 disks you have to shift from middle tower to right tower. So that is what happening in the remaining 3 steps. So that is what, from middle tower to right tower shift these n-1 disks, so that all disks reached the destination tower, that is target tower, which is right tower. Is it clear? So this is what the recursive step if you observe. Now further if you observe, what is the recursive step? So now these n minus 1 disks you have to shift. That means these n minus 1 disks you have to shift. To shift these n minus 1 disks, see here the goal is n disks. Here if you observe n disks. Now here goal is n minus 1 disks you have to shift. So now to shift these n minus 1 disks, again you are following same strategy. Only thing is number of disks is changed, that is decreased by 1. So now to shift these n minus 1 disks, so you have to shift these n minus 2 disks first of all. Okay, then you can shift this 2 to actual temporary destination for 2. Next is the actually helping tower, which is middle. So that is why to shift these n minus 1 disks to middle tower, first of all you have to shift 2 to middle tower. So for that this is what we are doing. So how you have here n minus 1, here n minus 2 disks, and then here you are shifting actually from left to middle, and then this n minus 2 disks you are shifting from right tower to middle tower. So this is what the flow of the game. So here if you observe, first n disks and then n minus 1 disks you have to shift, and then n minus 2 disks you have to shift, and then till you don't have a disk you have to shift. So this is the recursive step in this game. So now let us see its actual code. Okay. So if you observe the steps here, what is the first step? Okay. So the first step is shift n minus 1 disks. Shift n minus 1 disks from left to middle tower, which is helping tower. So here you see always meaning this n minus 1 disks exist at left tower. For these n minus 1 disks, target is middle tower. That is what you can observe here. Exist at left tower, and for this n minus 1 disks, target is middle tower. So that is what meaning of the step 1. After that, move left to right. That means this is the movement is happening for this first disk from left to right. Now this is the status. These two steps completed means you are at this position. Okay. Now what we have to do? Your n minus 1 disks exist at middle tower. N minus 1 disks exist at the middle tower. So from this middle tower to actual destination we have to shift. So that is what happening at the third step. So that is what shift n minus 1 disks. These n minus 1 disks, these only, and these are exist actually at the middle tower. That means now source is middle tower. Now source is middle tower, and from here to right tower we have to shift. So that is what we are doing. So shift n minus 1 disks from middle to right tower. Okay. So with that we completed the game. Now let us see how to write a recursive code for these 3 steps. Okay. We done almost actually. So now here you see we are going to take a function name. We are going to take a function name Towers of Hanoi, and this function is going to have a total 4 parameters. What are those 4 parameters? So first position, that means first parameter is talking about the number of disks. So initially we have n disks, that is number of disks. So first initially we are going to have n disks, that is what n here. And then second position is what? Where these n disks exist. These n disks exist initially at the left tower. So in which tower these n disks exist, always second position is talking. So that is what source of these n disks, source of these n disks. And then what about the fourth parameter? Fourth parameter is always destination. So to where you have to shift these n disks from source to destination. So that is what, from left to right tower, that is what, this is the target position always. So when you are doing recursive call, at that time these meanings will help you. And then what about this? So left tower, right tower, remaining always will become helping tower. So that is what, this will become helping tower. So these are the four parameters we are passing, and especially very important is position of parameter meaning is very important here. So first parameter is talking about the number of disks here. Second parameter is talking about the where these n disks exist at the source, that is what, source. And then to where you have to shift these n disks. So we have to shift to R tower in this case. Now M will become helping tower here to shift these n disks. Now if you see inside the code, so for recursive functions, how to write a recursive function, we already covered in another video. So please refer that video to write recursive codes. Now here if you see how to shift these things. So what is the first step? First you have to shift these n-1 disks from left tower to middle tower. So that means to shift n disks, we used the function name towers of Hanai. Now we have to shift n-1 disks. Here n you have to shift, here n-1 disks you have to shift. To shift n disks, we use towers of Hanai, and to shift n-1 disks also we will use same function. So that is what, source here, number of disks here, how many disks you have to shift. You have to shift n-1 disks, that is what here you can observe. Initially we have n disks, n-1 disks first we have to shift from left to middle. So basing on this step, you can write the remaining three parameters here. So before I am writing, you please complete it. So what is this position? So where is these n-1 disks? You can observe here. These n-1 disks at left tower. That is what our statement also said. So that means here left tower, and to where you have to shift these n-1 disks. We have to shift these n-1 disks from left to middle actually. That means middle will become, M will become target tower here, and then remaining tower will become always helping. So that is R. So R is the helping tower here. So this step is doing this part. That means shifting n-1 disk from left to middle. So this step is completed, means we are at this position. So that means here those three movements done already. Now what we have to do? Now we have to do shift, move first disk from left to right. Okay. So that is what we are printing, left to right. When you are writing this one also, we will see more about this statement when you are constructing a recursive tree. Okay. So here time being, write down left to right. Then next, now after this second step where we are actually in the game. So in the game, after this step we are at this position. That means this first disk we shifted from left to right. So this is the status now. Now you can observe these n-1 disks from left to middle you shifted. Yes, left to middle we shifted, and then first disk we moved from left to right, and this is the status. Now these n-1 disks you have to shift from middle to target, that is right tower. So that is what you must reflect in the code. So that is, so now these n-1 disks only here we are considering,
and where is n minus 1 discs? These came from left to middle, now exist at the middle tower. So that means from middle tower you have to shift. So M will become now source, you can observe in the game. So now where these n minus 1 discs? At M. Now to where we have to shift? We have to shift to right tower. So that is what our target, right? And then by using left tower. So M and R there, so remaining tower will become always helping tower. So this is the, so to shift these n minus 1 discs also, we are using the same function, that is what towers of Hanai. So this is recursive code for these steps. So once these 3 steps completed means these 7 movements is happened and our goal is fulfilled. But here one thing is we have to observe when you are writing a recursive code. So here when you have to stop this recursive call, so that is what clearly we discussed when you are discussing the recursion in another video. Okay. So now here we have to cover the base condition here. That means when you have to stop this recursive call. So even if you observe here, initially we have 3 disks. So initially we have 3 disks, after that 2 disks, after that 1 disk. So that is what n3, n minus 1, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 3 minus 2, 1. Further if you go n1, n minus 3, that means 3 minus 3, 0. That means 0 disks you have to shift. So when you have 0 disks, you no need to do anything. So that means that is the base condition where you have to stop. But when you have to call these recursive steps, these 3, when you have to perform these 3 steps, that is what the condition here. So when we have to perform is, if n is greater than 0, then we have to do these 3 steps. If n is 0, simply go back. You no need to shift anything because there is no disks at all. So that is what here also it is saying 3, 2, 1. Further if it is will become 0, so you no need to do anything. Then you can perform the movement. So that will be more clear when you are discussing the recursive tree. Okay. So that is what the complete recursive code for this game, that is Towers of Hanai. So let us see quickly what we done here. N disks we have initially, these n disks exist at the source, that is left tower. These n disks you have to shift from left to right. So fourth position always talking about the target. Then third parameter is always talking about the helping tower. Second parameter is the source where these n disks exist. Now if you come to the first step, Towers of Hanai, to shift these n minus n disks, first of all n minus 1 disks you have to shift from left to middle. So because M is the target now for this n minus 1 disks, the M is at the target position. After shifting, this is the status, then you shift this disk from left to right. After this, shift these n minus 1 disks from middle tower to right tower, so that our game is completed, goal is fulfilled. Okay. So we have completed how to write a recursive code for Towers of Hanai from the given example. So this is the recursive code for the Towers of Hanai game. So now let us try to construct a recursive tree so that many things we are going to observe actually. So actual analysis part we can get from the recursive tree. So suppose in the somewhere you called a Towers of Hanai. So Towers of Hanai function is there, that function you called. So initially with the 3 disks. So these 3 disks initially exist at left tower, and you have to shift these disks to right tower by using a helping tower, which is M, middle tower. Okay. So that is what the function call happened. Now function call is coming to here. So now let us see recursive tree for this. Okay, so here, so if you take function called towers of Hanoi, so initially we have a three function calls left, middle, right. So for this we already, how to construct a recursive tree, we already discussed in another video. So if you are seeing first time this recursive tree, please go through that, and then better if you see, you will have a better understanding. Okay. So now here, so we already told that if you observe the recursive code, whenever this condition is true, you have to execute these three lines 1, 2, 3 sequentially. So one by one we have to execute. So let us see that for this function call condition is true or not. So here n value is 3, that means 3 disks are there. So n is 3, 3 greater than 0, condition is true. So whenever condition is true, you have to execute these 3 lines continuously. Sequentially you have to execute. So that is what first statement you have to execute, after that second statement, and then third statement. So we are going to take as a branches, first one, second one, third one. So now what we have to do in the first step? So as we already discussed, so here total 3 disks are there. So that statement meaning is 3 disks you have to shift from here to right. To do that part, partially what we have to do, this n minus 1 disks, first you shift from L to M. So that is what, these 2 disks first of all you shift to M. So that is what our next target. Then you can shift this one from left tower to R. Okay, so that is what we are going to do here. So that is towers of Hanoi 2. Then where these 2 disks exist, at L, and then to where we have to shift, we have to shift to M. So that is M by using R tower. So this is the statement, that is what this one. Okay. Now again this is a recursive call. That means again it is calling a function with new n value 2. So now n value is 2, 2 greater than 0, condition true. Again these 3 statements we have to execute. So these 3 statements if you take again, so this is what happened. Now here again towers of Hanoi. So now if you observe, now your target is these 2, this statement meaning is these 2 have to shift. So to shift these 2, that means to shift 2, you have to shift this third disk first of all. So that is what again same statement is saying with new n value 2. That means first of all, this n minus 1 disk, when n is 2, n minus 1 disks, this one disk you have to shift first of all. So that is what your next target, that is what 1 here. Now where is this one disk? It is at L. So that is the source, and these 2 disks you have to shift to M means this one disk you have to shift to R, so that this second disk you can shift to M. Okay, so that is why target here will become R, and by using M here. Okay, so if you understand meaning, then you can work mechanically, but meaning is most important. Okay, once if you understand the meaning, in the first statement you swap M and R, in the second statement swap L and M, that's it. But meaning, why we are swapping those two, meaning is very important than mechanical work. Okay, so now here this is the statement. Now you are again have a function call with new n value 1. So n value is 1, 1 greater than 0, condition true. Again these 3 statements we have to execute. So those 3 statements if you take, so this is what happening here. So here, so towers of Hanoi, so 1 minus 1, 0. Now that means where we are in the diagram, so we are at here, that is 0. So you don't have any disks here to shift. So that is what, so now 0, and you have to swap the M and R. So L, R, M. Okay, Now with 0 again function call is there, n is 0, 0 greater than 0 condition false, so it is coming out of the condition part and then going back. So it is simply going back. So that is what happened. So that means where you started at n is 3 you started till you 0 you came. Then you are going back. So now you have a one disk, that one disk you have to shift. Okay. So that is what first statement is completed here when n value is 1. So second statement you have to execute, that is print L to R. So one more thing you have to observe here. In L position L is there, M position M is there, R position R is there. So here what it is going to print, okay, L to R it is printing. So that is the first movement takes place, L to R. So if you observe the diagram, so first movement taking place here, that is L to R we are going to move. So first disk, second disk, third disk we shifted to R. Then once the second statement is over, we are going to third statement. So third statement, towers of Hanai, 1 minus 1, n minus 1, n is 1 here, 1 minus 1, 0. And here you see what is its meaning, we already discussed when you are discussing this recursive code. You have to shift n minus 1 disks from L to M. Now this n minus 1 disks are at M, that is what M. This n minus 1 is this n minus 1 disks only. Now from M to R, which is actual destination, this one. So from source L to partially this n minus 1 disks temporarily you move to M, then from M to actual target we are shifting. So that is what we are doing here. So now here M and L we are swapping here. So that will become MLR. Because n is 0, same discussion how what happened, same thing there also. So n is 0, then so it is simply going back. This is the first movement taken place. Okay. So once these three steps are over, when n is 1, 3 steps are over, so it is going back to wherever function call is there. So this statement is over when n is 2. That means first statement is over when n is 2. Now we have to execute second statement. So what it is saying, second statement. So here we have to see the difference. This is L position, M position, R position. Now what it is saying, L to R. L to R means in L position who is there, L. Okay. In R position who is there, M. That means second movement is L to M. So that is what we can observe in the diagram also. So second movement from 1 to M, L to M. So that means second disk we are shifting to M, and this is the status after this movement. So like this we can complete the recursive tree. Okay. So you can pause the video and you please try yourself what is the recursive tree for the remaining. Okay. So then next, towers of Hanai. So here you see first disk, one disk you shifted from L to R, actual target is M. So this one disk now is at R. So that R will become source. That is what you can observe here. This one you have to shift from here to here. So now R is the source, to where you have to shift M. So target is M by using L. Or what we discussed here in the third step, we are swapping the LM positions. So same thing you can observe here also. We are swapping the LM positions. That means here LR is there. So RL it is becoming. That is same everywhere. Okay. So now here 1 how you worked here, same way you have to work here also. So that is what, n is 1, condition true, 1 greater than 0, condition true. So coming, it is going to execute those 3 statements. So again, towers of Hanai, n will become 0. So first statement means we are swapping m r positions, lm or ml. So because it is n is 0, it is simply coming back. So now second statement, when n is 1, you came to second statement. So in the second statement, what it is going to print? Again L to R. So even here also, if you observe, L, M, R. In L position, who is there? R. In R position, who is there? M. So that is what? R to M, you have to make a movement. So that means this is the result. So 2 is at here. Now 3, R to M. In the R disk, whoever is in the top, that we have to move to M. So that is what 3. So now this is completed. This is the status now. So next, third statement we have to execute. So towers of Hanai 0. First 2 we have to swap. LM you have to swap. That is LRM. Because meaning part we already seen clearly. Okay. So that is completed. Then 3 statements. So again 0 means, so here 0 means, so it is what happened here, same thing is going to, it is simply coming back without executing these 3 lines because condition is false. So 3 statements is over when n is 1. That means it is going back here. Now if you observe here, this is the third statement. So this third statement also completed. So when third statement is completed, going back wherever it is called, here it is called. So that means if you observe, when n is 3, first statement is completed. So that is what meaningfully also if you observe, n minus 1 disks you have to shift from L to M. If first statement is completed, you can see the result also. This n minus 1 disks, that is 2 disks, you shifted to M. So that is what L to M, you have to shift this n minus 1 disks. That is what 2 disks you have to shift from L to M. Okay. So remaining you please complete. Okay. So even here also if you see, and here now you have to make a L to R movement, that is the second statement. So here if you note third movement is R to M, fourth movement is L to R. So this fourth movement if you observe, so this is what happening here. So second and third here, first to move to R, actual destination. Okay. Now in the same way here if you observe, so towers of Hanai, so these 2 disks now exist at M, that is what M. Okay. So from those 2 disks you have to shift from M, source is M, to R actually, to R. So by using tower L. So in the same way if you complete first statement, second, third, because n is 2, condition is true. So first statement towers of Hanai. So first 1 disk you have to, first this one you have to shift. To shift to 2 to here, first this one you have to shift, that is 1 here. So that one you have to shift to L. From M to L you have to shift by using R. Now n is 1, condition true, first statement towers of Hanai 0 comma. So if you work mechanically now, because we understand meaning, so here M L R, okay, because n is 0, it is simply coming back. Now here second statement. So what is the second statement? Print L to R. Print L to R. So L M R. In L position M is there, in R position L is there. So that is the fifth movement is taking place. Okay, so that is M to L. So M to L movement is happening. So if M to L movement is happening, what will happen? So here if you see, 2 is at here, 3 you moved from M to L and 1. Okay, so this is what happened. Now second statement is completed, means third also there here. So third also towers of Hanoi. Then now if you observe here, what is happening? Okay, these three statements completed, coming back when n is 2, first step is completed. Now here if you write, what will happen? This is L, M, R, L to R. So L position M is there, R position R is there. So if you observe the next diagram, so L position, so M to R, in M you have a 2, that we have to shift to R. Okay, and 3 is exist at L. Now second statement is completed, go to the third statement. So what is the third statement? Third statement, towers of Hanoi, same way, 1 comma. So now this one disk exists at L. So L will become the source, that you can observe here. So this one you have to shift to R. So that is what target R by using middle tower M if you require. So now here also towers of Hanoi 0 comma LRM and 0, n is 0 coming back. Now here what is happening, what it is going to print. So here also if you observe L, M, R positions, L to R, L to R. So diagram also if you observe here, so 1 already there, 2 already there at R tower. Now third disk you have to shift to this R tower. Okay, so that is what happened here, that is what the diagram reflecting. So now this is completed, so go to the final step, that is towers of Hanoi, 0, then 0, M, L, R. So this is the recursive tree for the given recursive code. So if you write the remaining movements also, so what is the sixth movement? So this is the sixth movement taken place, that is M to R, and then seventh movement is L to R. So here total, when n is 3, total movements is 7. Okay, so with these 7 movements you can shift these n disks from L to R by using helping tower middle. Okay, so in this way we are going to construct the recursive tree for this recursive code. Okay, so now let us see what is the time complexity for the towers of Hanoi, okay, for the recursive code. Okay, so here we already discussed what is the time complexity for a recursive code. So suppose in iterative case, if it is a loop, what is the time complexity, how many times it is iterating. Now in case of recursive functions, what is the time complexity? So total number of invocations, that means total function calls, will become the time complexity for that particular recursive function. That means how many times totally this function is called. So totally how many times this function is called. So here itself you can observe how many times this function is called. So here 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so total function calls are 15 are there in this recursive tree. So 15 function calls are there, means when n is 3, time complexity is 15. So this we have to tell in terms of n. That is what the analysis part here. Okay. So let us see that one. For better understanding, we are skipping this printing part and again we are redrawing the same recursive tree. Okay. So here that recursive tree we rewritten here. So same thing except print statement. So print statement we are not going to consider here. Okay. Here we have a print statements. Total 7 print statements are there. So now if you observe, this is actually a binary tree. So in each level how many nodes are there? So total number of nodes will become the total function calls, right? So here in the first level how many function calls are there? 1 function call. In the second level 2. In the third level 1, 2, 3, 4 function calls. In the fourth level total 8 function calls are there. So this total will become 15. So how you can derive from this? How you can analyze this one? So this you can write as a 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, 2 cube. So this total summation is actually 15. So that 15 is actually 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, 2 cube. So when n is 3, up to 3 you added from 2 power 0 onwards. From 2 power 0 to 2 power 3 you added. So when n is 3. So if you make it generalize, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, when you have n disks, that means up to n, 2 power n, you have to sum. So this many function calls are there. Now what is this one? This is in geometric progression. So sum of n numbers in geometric progression formula is what? Okay. So that is a into r power n minus 1 by r minus 1. Okay. So here what is a here? Initial term is 2 power 0, that is 1. And what is r here? R is actually what is the ratio for consecutive terms? Ratio is 2, so that is 2. And n here meaning is number of terms. So here how many terms are there? So now don't see this is like this one. Okay. So here formula wise if you see sum of n terms in geometric progression is n terms, sum of n terms. So here how many terms are there? 1 to n and this one. So total n plus 1 terms are there. You are summing n plus 1 terms. So that is why 2 power n plus 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1. So this will become 2 power n plus 1 minus 1. So what is the complexity? 2 power n plus 1 minus 1 total number of function calls are there. So here how many function calls are there? 2 power n plus 1. That you can match here when n is 3, 2 power 3 plus 1 minus 1. So this is 2 power 4 minus 1, that is 50. So total 15 function calls are there. Okay. So in this way you can find the how many function calls are there, that is what the time complexity. So if you write in a big O notation, this is the constant, you can skip. So this is the constant and 2 power n plus 1, so that is big O of 2 power n into 2, even this is also constant. So time complexity for towers of Hanoi for the given code is order of 2 power n. So that is the recursive function. Okay. And now here how many movements are there? Even movements also you can analyze in the same way. Okay. So movements, if you observe this side, if you observe the movements here, that means how many print statements are there. So movements, how you will observe how many print statements are there in each level. So in the first level there is no print statement, 0. In the second level we have a one print statement. So that is 1. Then in the next level, how many print statements are there? This is one print statement and here one print statement. So that is 2. And here how many print statements are there? This is 1, this is 1, this is. So total 4 print statements are there. And this summation is what? This is, and this also you can write like this, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square. Okay. So this is total 7 print statements are there. That means 7 movements are there. So what are the minimum number of movements with n? When n is 3, 7 movements are there. So for any value of n, how many movements are there? So even from this also same way you can derive. So that is 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square equal to 7. So when n is 3, up to 2 you add, up to 2 square you add. So 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square and so on, 2 power n minus 1. So summation of this part is what actually? So same formula we are going to use here also. So that is initial term is 1, a value is 1, ratio is 2, n. Here n meaning is what? Number of terms. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3 and so on. 1 to n minus 1 terms plus 1. n terms are there. Minus 1 by 2 minus 1. So this will become 2 power n minus 1. So that is what? 2 cube minus 1, that is 7 function calls, 7 movements are there in this case. So in this way we are going to find the time complexity first of all, time complexity of this code, number of movements for any given n value. Okay. Hi. So till now we have seen that what is the game and how to write the code, and even we seen that what is the time complexity. So this is total number of function calls if you have n disks, and this is time complexity. Okay. So now same thing we are going to prove mathematically actually. Okay. So that means what? Here we have a recursive code. That recursive code analysis part we done with recursive tree. Now the same recursive code we are first converting into recursive equation actually. Mathematically we are converting. After converting this equation we are going to solve it, right? So that also has to give the same number of function calls. That means whatever you get the final output here, so same thing we are going to get from even from recursive equation. So let us see that part now. Okay. So now here this is the recursive code. So this, for this we are actually converting into recursive equation actually. Okay. And so recursive code, recursive equation. So there is a similarity, that is recursive, right? So here recursive code means function calling itself. In the recursive equation also, that equation will call itself. So here for in general, because this we are deriving for finding the time complexity, so we are always taking in terms of t. So here t meaning is we are writing more generally. So t meaning is whatever function that we are going to take here. So now what is the input for this recursive equation? So initially how many disks we are passing? So that will become n. So with the n disks we are calling this function. So what is its meaning here? With the n input we are calling this function. Okay. Now how you will write this part? Total 4 statements are here inside this function. Okay. Now here this is one condition part you have to execute. This is function call, this is function call, and this is print statement. So here if you observe this entire code, you can divide it into 2 parts actually. Recursive part, non-recursive part. That means the statements which are causing for recursive call, those statements we are taking under the recursive part. So that means you see this function calling itself here. So this will become recursive statement, and this here also same function it is calling. So even this statements also recursive statement. And after this is non-recursive statement, and this is non-recursive statement. So now it is clear that how many statements are there. All those statements we divided into either recursive code or non-recursive code. So whenever you are writing the recursive equation, try to remember always in the recursive equation also we are going to have a two parts actually. So what are those two parts? First part is related to recursive code, okay, and second part is related to non-recursive code. So here first part is going to talk about recursive code and second part is talking about non-recursive code. Okay, so let us try to complete first recursive part. So in the recursive part what we are doing here you can observe. Okay, so this is our TOH. So this name we are going to take as a T. So that means even this also will become T, right? So that is T. Here input is N. But what is input here? N minus 1 actually. So what is the time complexity for N? How you are finding? In the same way we are going to find for N minus 1 actually. So here input is N. Now for this call input is N minus 1 actually. So that is why here we are passing input as N minus 1. So that is a one recursive statement is completed. That means we covered this statement in the recursive equation. Now in the same way you can check here also. See here we are finding the time complexity, okay. So whatever be the order of these three inputs, total time is dependent on this N value, So here it is N and here it is N minus 1 actually. What is the total time complexity for this function? Recursive code time complexity plus non-recursive code time complexity. That is the whole code time complexity for this TOH. So same way, that is what recursive code time complexity, non-recursive code time complexity will become T of N. So that is what overallly we are covering in that statement. So in the same way if you see the second recursive statement, only thing is these things are varying, but that is not matter here. How many disks we are passing? Here also N minus 1 disks, that too that is recursive part. So that is we are writing even here also T of N minus 1. So with that recursive statements we covered in the recursive equation. Now come to the non-recursive part, that is important actually. So in the non-recursive part what is happening, try to understand. This is comparison statement. This will take a constant amount of time. And here also this is a print statement, even that also will take constant amount of time. So this will take constant amount of time, this will take constant amount of time. So both is going to take constant amount of time. So these two statements always is going to take constant amount of time. So complexity for non-recursive code is big O of 1. Is it clear? So because it is always constant, irrespective of your n value may be 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever positive integer, these two statements time is not going to vary. But if n value is 3, this will take this statement will take some amount of time. If n value is 4, this statement will take some other amount of time. So time for n equal to 3 is different, time for n equal to 4 is different. But whatever be the n value, these two statements will take constant amount of time always. So that is why this time complexity for these two statements is always fixed. So that we are going to take as a constant amount of time. So that is what the whole equation for this function. Okay. Now if you simplify this one, so T of 1 n equal to, okay, so this is 2 times is there, so that is 2t n minus 1, and when you are going to do this one, so whenever n is greater than 0, okay, So that means when n is greater than 0, we are doing this part. What if n equal to 0? Okay, when n is 0, what we are doing? So when n is 0, function call is happening actually. So here our intention is total number of function calls we are finding. Even with the n equal to 0, function call is happening. That means one function call is happening. So that means whenever n is 0 also we are going to consider as one function call. So that means this is the recursive equation for this recursive code. Okay. So when n is 0, one function call. When n is greater than 0, 2 into tn minus 1 function calls. So overall how many function calls are going to be happen, that we are going to get from this. Now we have to simplify this one, so that will give you in terms of n without recursive step. That means without recursive equation again. That means whenever you give t of n, you substitute n value. Okay. Now let us try to simplify this equation. So here, so t of n, if you take 2t n minus 1 plus 1, n is when n is greater than 0. So now here, how you will get this value? If you get this value, then you will get the t of n. So what is t of n minus 1? So let us try to find out that part. So t of n minus 1 equal to, so n minus 1 you substitute in n place in the original equation, right? So that is what, 2t n minus 1 remaining plus 1. So this will become 2t n minus 2 plus 1. So this part substitute back in this equation. So that will become 2. This meaning is this one. So 2t n minus 2 plus 1 and remaining is plus 1. Now if you expand this part, 2 square 2t n minus 2 plus 2 plus 1. Don't try to expand this part. Okay. Then what is this meaning? Okay. So this equivalent is what? So again same way we have to find. So here if you get the one floor, here 2 power 1 and 1 and here 1. And here 2 square 2 and here 2 power 1 actually maximum term. So even for here 2 also, if you substitute this one, you will get 2 cube t of n minus 3 plus 2 square plus 2 power 1 plus 1. So here 1 you can take as 2 power 0. Okay, this is actually from here to here, it is in geometric progression. Now if you continue this equation, okay, after few calls like this, after few substitutions, let us try to take like this, 2 power k, whenever it is 3, here 3, so t of n minus k, plus whenever it is 3, here maximum term in the power is 2, 1 less than 3 here actually. So here also 2 power k minus 1, maximum term in 2 power. So that is 2 power k minus 2 and so on, 2 plus 1. Okay. So this is the equation. Now let us try to understand what is the meaning of k here. That is very important. So here we are finding the total number of function calls that we are taking as a time complexity for this recursive code. So how many function calls are happened till now? So here if you see, that means when it will reach the base condition, this is the base condition, that means this is the base condition. When condition is going to become false. So here if you observe in the recursive tree, n is 3 initially, then n became 2 minus 1, then minus 1 1, 1 minus 1 0, now it is one function call and simply going back. So you can check when n is 0, 0 greater than 0, condition false. So simply going back without executing these 3 statements because condition is false. So same thing must reflect even here also. That means if you start with n, definitely somewhere it will reach 0. So that is what assume here you reached the base condition. So that is why here we are taking n minus k equal to 0. So if you find here n equal to k, that means till now n function calls are happened. So you can check here also, here till now n function calls are happened. So now what is k meaning? K equal to n. So in place of k we are going to substitute n. So that is 2 power n t of n minus n 0 plus 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 2 and so on 2 plus 1. So this is the equation till now, right? So now here why we converted into in terms of n here actually. So because your input is in terms of n, so you must get the final answer also in terms of n. Only thing is we assumed that after k iterations this is the equation. What is that k? And we discussed that after k recursive calls we reached this statement. That means total function calls till now in terms of k. So that is what k in terms of n we are finding here. So now everything is in terms of n. Let us try to simplify this one. So here t of 0, when n is 0, what is the output? 1. That means we are going to substitute 1 here. So that is 2 power n into 1 plus 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 2 and so on 2 plus 1. Now this is in what actually? This is in geometric progression, right? So this is in geometric progression. So sum of n terms we are going to find. So here if you check 1, so this is you can rewrite as 2 power 0. So how many terms are there here? So 2 power 1 to 2 power 1 to 2 power n, that means n terms, and this is 1 term. So n plus 1 terms are there in this summation. So in this summation n plus 1 terms are there. What is its equivalent answer? So in geometric progression sum of n terms formula is what? Sum of n terms formula is a into r power n minus 1 by r minus 1. So here a is the initial term, r is the ratio, n is number of terms. So here a is what? Initial term is 1 into ratio is what? So here ratio is 2, that means every 2 consecutive terms ratio is same. So that is 2 power n. How many terms are here? Total n plus 1 terms are there. So 2 power n plus 1 terms minus 1 by 2 minus 1. So if you simplify this one, I am writing here. Okay. So if you simplify this one, what we are going to get? That is 2 power n plus 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is what we are going to get. And even from the recursive tree also we got the same thing. Okay. So both is same. So recursive equation is giving same, even recursive tree also giving same. This is the getting the answer by using recursive tree, and this is by using recursive equation by using substitution method actually this one. So after this part is same, even here also complexity is 2 power n. Okay. So this part we already discussed in the last discussion, right? So in this way we are going to find time complexity for the recursive equation by using recursive tree and also by using recursive equation. Okay. Hi. So till now we have seen that what is the game of Towers of Hanoi and how to develop a recursive code and its time complexity from recursive tree and recursive equation both we seen. So that means we done almost actually. Okay. So let us see some more things from the recursive tree actually. Okay. So here we taken recursive tree without mentioning function call all details actually. So what is n value, only that we are taking as in nodes. So now here this part we already done. How many function calls are happened? So overall how many function calls are there? How many nodes are there in the tree? That many function calls are happened. So whenever you have n disks, how many function calls are happened? Okay. So here we have total 2 power n plus 1 minus 1 function calls are happened. Okay. That is what we seen already. And at the same time, how many movements are happened? Total number of movements. So total number of movements part also we already seen, that is 2 power n minus 1. Okay, that means total 7 movements are there. So here when n is 3, here one movement is there, here one movement is there, and here, so till now 3, here 4, here 5, and here 6 and 7. So when n is 3, 2 cube minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, 7. So 7 movements are there. Now let us try to answer these two things, so that everything we are going to complete in case of towers of Hanai. So here number of function calls before first movement actually. So first movement, when you did the first movement actually. Okay. So here in this tree, try to understand where is the first movement. This red color circles are indicating that movements. So out of these 7 movements, where is the first movement actually? That is important. Okay. So when n is 3, this is function call, we came to this part. When n is 2, this is again function call, that means you came to here, and here function call, we came to here. When n equal to 0, function call happened, because n is 0, condition false, you simply came back. So when n equal to 1, first statement is completed. That means you are going for the second statement, right? So second statement, this is the first movement is happening. So that means before this, how many function calls are happened till now? So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this one. So total 4 function calls are there when n is 3 initially. So when n is 4 function calls, that means in terms of n, before first movement how many function calls are happened? So how many? N plus 1 function calls are going to be happen. That is what 3 plus 1 function calls are happen. So before this, all these are the function calls. So 4 function calls, 3 plus 1. So same thing even here also. So that is what in terms of n. Now let us try to answer this part actually. Okay. That means this is the first movement, and what about the last movement? That means before last movement, how many function calls are happened? So where is the last movement actually? This is the first movement, then this is the next movement, then this is the third movement, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. This is the last movement, right? So that means before this, how many function calls are there? So how you will answer this one? So you come in the reverse actually. That means this is the last movement, means after this movement, how many function calls are there? This is the only one, right? So after this, only one function call is there. So from this, how you can get how many function calls are there before last movement? So total movements how many? This many, 2 power n plus 1 minus 1. Then this one, if you exclude from this, that will become the total function calls before the last movement, right? So that is what same thing we are writing. 2 power n plus 1 minus 1 function calls are there totally, and if you exclude this one from this total function calls, whatever result is there, all those function calls are before this last movement, right? So that is why simply minus 1. So that is 2 power n plus 1 minus 2 function calls are there before last movement. Okay. So that is what the towers of Hanai overall. Okay.